Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. So on the recent patch we got the awakening of Commander Uma, and she's going to be a really powerful commander, especially if you are going for a free-to-play lineup, or if it's not completely free-to-play. It's going to be a really low spending budget. So Uma is going to be a spearman commander, a female spearman commander, which is going to be really strong. This is going to provide you with spearman attack, enemy cavalry health reduction, and last but not least, enemy army defense reduction. She is going to be a commander that, how we usually say it on games, she's going to buff one aspect of your army, but she's going to also debuff the enemy army as well. So here she's going to give you spearman attack by 30%, but she's going to also reduce the enemy cavalry health by 50% and the overall army defense by 10%. So of course, when you're going for spearmen, your first priority is to hit cavalry, so the increase in cavalry health reduction is going to be really useful. In terms of guard skills, she's going to be a really good midway commander, depending on attack and defense. So she's going to have some aspect of attack damage and some aspect of defense. Starting with her active skill, the scavenger insects, she's going to reduce the enemy defense of a single target by 3,300, and she's going to absorb that target's health. So the target's going to take 3000 damage every second, and she's going to recover 3000 health every second. So this is the balance between attack and defense for Uma. She's going to recover 4,200 health whenever an enemy dies, an enemy unit. So this can be an enemy commander in the training grounds, for example, or it can be just a single unit in Weirwood Memories or the Weirwood tree. Her third ability, she's going to have a 60% chance to deal 5000 damage to all enemies when taking skill damage. Obviously skill damage is going to be the active skill from the enemy commanders. And last but not least, Uma is going to get 5,300 defense for every ally defeated, and this effect lasts until the end of the round. So the less friendly units that you have on your side, she's going to get tankier and tankier, and if you combine that with your active skill, she's also going to have the health regeneration from there. So she has the balance between attack and defense, as I said, so that makes her a really good frontline commander, especially if you're versing cavalry formations in training grounds or Weirwood Memories and Weirwood Tree. In terms of rebel leaders, I haven't seen really anyone using Uma, especially on level 5s, but I'm sure that if you want to kill cavalry rebel leaders, especially on the lower tiers, the tier 3 and tier 4, she's going to be really useful there as well. So since I said how you get Uma, and I said that she's kinda free to play, but she's kinda not as well, the only way to get her tokens is through the commander recruitment pass, and you're going to see here that if you go to the shop, you're going to be able to buy her tokens for 70 coins per token. Back in my day, since I'm really old in this game, we used to have Uma tokens for levels in the pass, but after a while she moved to the shop. So you can get the tokens free by just having the free pass, the first tier, but if you buy the Hero's Degree, the second tier, you're going to have pass coins on multiple levels of the pass. So of course you're going to get more coins for her to get the tokens necessary to get her to gold quality. So moving to Uma's awakening, she's no different from any other commander actually. So she's going to get enemy cavalry health reduction, spearmen attack, and enemy total defense reduction on her level upgrades. And on the first star she's going to get increased damage for her active army skill and 5 levels to her maximum. On the second tier, up to 20 levels of awakening, you're going to have a friendship increase by 1 star, and we're going to talk about that when we look Uma into the tavern, but she's really good, spoiler alert. She's going to have an increase for cooldown reduction, so she's going to save 2 seconds for her active army skill, and of course another 5 levels to the max commander level. On the third star and the maximum of level 30 of awakening, she's going to have the enhanced specialization perk, which is going to increase her passive stats by 6% or 1.6 times the original value. She's going to have an increase of active army skill damage by 40% up to a maximum of 60%, and last but not least, the extra 5 levels in the max commander level. And of course, where every commander gets their final form on their awakening, the 4-star awakening and the level 40 awakening, she's going to unlock the Viper secret order, which 5 seconds after the battle begins, when Uma casts an active army skill, she will inflict the disarm status to an enemy lineup with a death marker for 4 seconds. If there are no lineups with death markers, a random lineup will be targeted, and it's going to trigger up to 2 times in the battle with a cooldown of 10 seconds. So there are 2 important stuff to point out in this 4-star ability for Uma, and this is going to be when Uma casts active army skill, this is the first part which is going to instantly trigger us with the female formation, and secondly the death markers. This is where we get the first look on death markers, and since Arya is really old, I think it's the first time we saw them. So a death marker is going to increase the active army skill damage of Arya by 20% for each death marker applied. So Uma and Arya are going to be a great pair for commanders, since by using her 4-star ability, she's going to increase her damage output, and she's going to increase the damage output or effectiveness, to be more specific, of Uma's 4-star ability. So of course we're going to have another 3 seconds in the active army skill cooldown reduction, up to 5 seconds, and the last 5 max commander levels that puts Uma up to level 80 as with every other commander. So now let's head to the tavern and talk about her there as well. So Uma, even if she's a semi-free-to-play commander, she's going to be really good in the tavern, since she's going to provide you with aptitude of 4 stars and a combat rate increase by 3 stars. As you're going to see here, I already got her on level 60, which is going to give me a nice boost in aptitude and combat rate. She's going to need desserts in order to get the most out of the gifts that you're going to give her. But of course, as I said, with her 2-star awakening and the increase of stars for the attributes that's going to the tavern, she's going to get 5 stars to aptitude and 4 stars to combat rate, which is really comparable with other commanders. For example, like Lad's without awakening. Lad's base attribute is going to be 4 in combat rate, and it's going to be 3 in aptitude. So as you're going to see here, Uma is really comparable to other expensive commanders that you get in the game. So my opinion is to actually get her a higher level here, and of course focus on getting her up to 2 stars awakening, even if you're not getting her up to 4 stars to begin with. So to conclude the overall commander review of Uma. Since we don't have a weapon for her right now, I don't have anything to say about that. But as I said, she's going to be a really good commander, especially for the female lineup for spearmen, and of course by debuffing the enemy cavalry and their army defense, and the addition of the extra damage output for area if you have Uma as well. This is going to be a really good combination of commanders to make the most out of your commanders. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you on the next one.
I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire.